Ever wondered how one family secret can completely shatter everything you thought you knew? Prepare yourself, because Wrenley's story is about to blow your mind. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a story that's filled with love, betrayal, heartbreak, and ultimately, a glimmer of hope. The letter revealed the true nature of the conflict between her parents and her aunt. A betrayal of trust, a broken promise, and a deep-seated desire for revenge. Wrenley, armed with the letter, laid bare the truth and demanded an explanation. She was dating a wonderful guy named Alex, but the constant stress and emotional turmoil at home made it difficult for her to fully invest in the relationship. Wrenley found herself withdrawing, becoming distant and guarded. She was afraid to open up to Alex, fearing that he wouldn't understand the complexities of her family situation. The secrets and lies that had plagued her family for years began to creep into her relationship with Alex, creating a wall of mistrust and miscommunication. Alex, sensing that something was wrong, tried to be supportive, but Wrenley's inability to be honest and vulnerable eventually pushed him away. The weight of her family drama became too much to bear, and her relationship with Alex crumbled under the pressure. Wrenley was left heartbroken and alone, realizing that the sins of the past had not only poisoned her family, but had also jeopardized her chance at happiness. Her parents, initially defensive and dismissive, eventually broke down, admitting their guilt and expressing their regret. She realized that she couldn't continue to live in the shadow of her family's past. She needed to find a way to heal, to move forward, and to create a future free from the burden of resentment and bitterness. Wrenley decided to seek therapy, hoping to gain some clarity and guidance. Her therapist helped her understand the patterns of dysfunction within her family and encouraged her to set healthy boundaries. Wrenley began to confront her own role in the drama, acknowledging her vindictive tendencies and learning to manage her anger and resentment. It was a long and difficult process, but Wrenley was determined to break the cycle of negativity and create a better future for herself. However, their apologies felt hollow and insincere to Wrenley. The years of resentment and deception had created a deep chasm between them, a chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. The confrontation didn't bring the closure Wrenley had hoped for. Instead, it ignited a firestorm of anger, resentment, and blame. Wrenley felt lost and confused, unsure of how to move forward. Her relationships with her parents were strained, her trust shattered, and her heart heavy with disappointment. She had opened Pandora's box, and now she was left to deal with the fallout. The story of her aunt was no better, as she was also carrying the wounds of the past and a desire to settle old scores. This meeting of two wronged parties could either end in resolution or in destruction. Reading those words, Wrenley felt a wave of anger and betrayal wash over her. She couldn't believe that her own parents, the people she had always admired and trusted, were capable of such deceit. The revelation shook her to her core, forcing her to question everything she thought she knew about her family. And here's the kicker. Wrenley, despite her loving nature, also had a bit of a vindictive streak. Finding this out, she felt a desire to fix things that she didn't know were wrong, and get retribution for wrongs she didn't understand, which lead to much bigger problems than before. Now, armed with the truth, Wrenley felt compelled to confront her parents. However, she also knew that doing so would have devastating consequences, potentially tearing the family apart forever. It's the story of Wrenley, a woman with a heart of gold, but also carrying the weight of a family drama that's been simmering for years. This isn't just your average family squabble. This is a full-blown explosion of secrets, lies, and the devastating impact it has on all her relationships. Get ready to buckle up, because this story is a roller coaster of emotions, and you won't believe where it ends. We're talking about generational trauma, hidden resentments, and the difficult choices we sometimes have to make when dealing with the people we presuppose to love the most. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's get started on Wrenley's incredible, and at times, unbelievable journey. This is going to be raw, it's going to be real, and hopefully, it's going to be inspiring. Prepare to have your perspectives shifted and your understanding of family dynamics challenged. Remember to keep an open mind as we explore the complexities of human connection and the enduring power of forgiveness. Wrenley, our main character, grew up in what seemed like a picture-perfect family in the heart of the city. But beneath the surface, a dark secret was festering. Her parents, seemingly loving and supportive, harbored a long-standing resentment towards Wrenley's aunt, a resentment that stemmed from a business deal gone wrong years ago. This resentment, though hidden from Wrenley for most of her childhood, slowly began to seep into the family dynamic, creating an undercurrent of tension and unspoken words. As Wrenley grew older, she started noticing subtle cues. The strained conversations, the awkward silences, the carefully chosen words. She couldn't quite put her finger on it, but she knew something was amiss. Little did she know, this seemingly insignificant family feud would eventually erupt, shattering the foundation of everything she held dear. The impact was like a ripple effect, slowly poisoning every relationship she had, from her closest friends to her budding romantic interests. This is where Wrenley's journey begins, a journey of uncovering the truth and learning to navigate the treacherous waters of family drama. The turning point came when Wrenley accidentally stumbled upon an old letter hidden in her grandmother's attic. Confronting her parents was a difficult and emotionally charged experience. The family drama didn't just affect Wrenley's relationship with her parents, it also spilled over into her romantic life. As Wrenley grappled with the fallout from her family's secrets, she began to question everything she thought she knew about love, trust, and forgiveness. One of the most challenging aspects of Wrenley's journey was learning to forgive. Forgiving her parents for their deceit and her aunt for the pain she had endured was a monumental task. She decided to take the initiative and organize a family meeting, hoping to facilitate a conversation and bridge the gap between them. The meeting was tense and emotionally charged, filled with years of pent-up anger, resentment, and pain. It's a reminder that family drama can have a profound impact on our lives, but it doesn't have to define us. We have the power to break the cycle of negativity, to heal from the wounds of the past, and to create a future filled with love, trust, and understanding. Wrenley's journey wasn't easy, but it was ultimately worth it. She emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. And the ending, Wrenley writes a book about her journey to help others. Her aunt gets a promotion after changing her life for the better. Wrenley and Alex get married, and they decide to have kids soon. They all are finally happy, and they can all admit that together. Her story serves as an inspiration to us all, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, hope is always possible. However, Wrenley remained calm and patient, guiding the conversation and encouraging her parents and aunt to express their feelings openly and honestly. It just goes to show you that even when things seem impossible, healing and forgiveness are always within reach. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from Wrenley's story. And of course, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button for more inspiring stories and videos. And share this video with anyone who might be struggling with family drama. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Slowly but surely, the walls began to crumble. Her parents and aunt started to see each other as human beings, with their own vulnerabilities and struggles. They began to understand the impact of their actions on each other and on the family as a whole. A tentative truce was formed. Wrenley struggled with the idea of forgiveness, feeling that it would somehow condone their actions. Wrenley's parents and aunt agreed to work on rebuilding their relationship, to communicate more openly, and to let go of the past. It was a long and arduous process, filled with setbacks and challenges, but they were all committed to making it work. Wrenley, in turn, began to rebuild her relationship with her parents, learning to trust them again, albeit cautiously. She also rekindled her friendship with Alex, who was understanding and supportive of her journey. Wrenley realized that healing wasn't about erasing the past. It was about learning from it and building a stronger, more resilient future. And one of the biggest secrets, the aunt and Wrenley's father actually dated before the mother came along. And while neither will admit it, that is truly the starting point of the issues, which has affected everything. However, her therapist helped her understand that forgiveness wasn't about condoning. It was about releasing herself from the prison of resentment and bitterness. Wrenley realized that holding on to anger was only hurting herself. It was like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. She made a conscious decision to let go of the past and focus on the present. It was a slow and gradual process, but with each step, Wrenley felt lighter, freer, and more at peace. Forgiveness didn't mean forgetting what had happened, but it meant choosing to move forward with compassion and understanding. Wrenley realized that true healing would be possible without addressing the root cause of the family drama. The broken relationship between her parents and her aunt. The family meeting wasn't a magical cure-all, but it was a significant step in the right direction. Wrenley's story is a testament to the power of forgiveness, healing, and resilience. Wow, what a story, right? I hope you guys found Wrenley's journey as inspiring as I did.